to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Ann Makovic, filling in for Frank Malicote, and we begin with our pitch. If you have an idea for our show, we would love to hear from you. You can go to kpix.com, click the KPIX5 logo, and scroll down to Bay Sunday. What better way to end your day than to read a book with your child? Author Micah and her daughter, 8-year-old Milan, co-authored a children's book called The Little Girl Who Wanted a Tail. It teaches kids to embrace their differences. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Where did your inspiration for this book come from?
It came from my daughter, Milan, and it started off as a journaling exercise to actually just document her fascination with tails. And it evolved into The Little Girl Who Wanted a Tail that has multiple themes, one of which is her starting a business or child entrepreneurship. The other is just dealing with mean behavior and bullying and how to work through that process. But the overall theme for the book is loving, accepting, and respecting oneself and others. And it is so important for our children to be able to feel that love and accept themselves and know that whatever differences they have, they're supposed to. That's the way God made them. They're fantastic in that.
All right, so we're talking about a little girl who wanted a tail, and we're talking an animal's tail.
Yes.
I've had that thought myself, actually, I have to say. Tell me, where did you come up with it? Why did you want a tail?
Because I liked how they moved, and I just thought it would be nice to have one on myself.
So you, as a mom, are hearing her talk about this, and what are the other experiences you had with that led you to think that this should be a theme in a book?
She didn't give it up. Everywhere she went, string, a tie, a branch, she would attach it to herself, and at first, like, okay, it's like a kid. Oh, tails, nice. But then we had an experience where she had a string, I guess, tied to her clothing, and we went to a store, and she forgot that she had it on. And people there kind of looked at her strangely, and she saw that, and she was sad. And at that point, I realized that this is what she does. This is who she is, and she should never be ridiculed for who she is.
Right, and in this case, we're talking about a girl having a tail or a string.
Yes.
But there are so many other differences that children experience on a daily basis. So tell us how this theme kind of parlays into other issues that children have growing up. I mean, bullying is such a huge issue.
It's huge. And in the experience, you find that with children who are bullied, they are isolated because in some way they're not conforming to the norm. They're, one, not following the bully or accepted in that group, and two, there might be something that the group feels is different. But it's so important for them to know that everyone's different. Even the people who are conforming, they're just concealing it to go along with the flow. And that's not what we want to do. We want to make sure that each child knows that they are special as they are, as they were created, and embrace that.
So it seems like we have lessons here for both a child who would have a perceived difference as well as children in general who are interacting with children with all these differences every single day.
That's right.
So that's very important. What did you learn as an author through this process?
Wow. I learned, one, to be more aware of just how I'm parenting my child. Not so much to say, oh, she's kind of different, but to really accept that. And if that's who she is and that's what she likes to do, as long as it's respectful and she's loving and not hurting anyone, then, okay, I'll buy you some tails. Okay, let's talk about the tails. And so I learned how to support her in that. I also learned it brought awareness to me about bullying and mean behavior. And through the process of researching it, I found that I had an experience where I realized that I was bullied as a child, and I didn't realize how that may have affected me until I started reading about the signs of bullying, and I said, wow, I had every one of those signs. So it made me aware and want to be an advocate for children, to let them know that there are people here who care, understand, and want to make a better way for them.
There's so many different experiences that you could have as a parent that might inspire a children's book, but a lot of moms wouldn't actually go forth with the publishing process because it seems kind of intimidating.
Right.
How was that?
You know, I am a songwriter and a producer. So for me, it was relatively simple in just being able to express my creative, express myself creatively,
Sure.
if you will. We come from a musical family. The legendary jazz guitarist Wes Montgomery was my great uncle. Buddy Montgomery, the world-renowned pianist and vibraphonist, was my grandfather. And so she's a fourth generation Montgomery. So doing the creative process really came naturally for me and her as well. So that was a blessing in itself, just being able to do it. And then just listen and go with the inspiration and just get it done.
Yeah, which
Just
you
do
certainly
it.
did. You have the big unveil coming out in August.
August 18th, yes, at the historic Val Theater in San Leandro.
Very good. And my final question is for Milan. Do you still want a tail?
Not anymore.
Okay, you've moved on.
Yes.
Very good. But if somebody had a tail, we would be A-okay with them.
Yes,
I think
would.
that is our takeaway. Okay, for more information on the little girl who wanted a tail, you can log on to Mylan, E-N-T, that is MYLAANENT.com. We will be right back with more Bass Sunday right after this break.